Hey guys, CJ here and welcome back to another all-new Hybrid News Now. We've got a super-sized video for you today, starting off with some brand new Wonder Woman details about her role in the DCEU. Some exciting new behind-the-scenes photos from Batman v Superman, Zack Snyder talking about Superman and the Justice League, as well as rounding out the day with a new animated series for Big Hero 6. So, let's get started. So, the first story of the day, and let's talk a little bit about Wonder Woman as it pertains to her role in Batman v Superman. This news comes to us in the form of an image, which comes to us by way of Instagram user @WonderWomanBR, so go give them a follow if you're a fan of the character. The image shows off an interesting piece of merch, a bust of Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, but it's the description next to the statue that has most fans talking. The world's first and foremost female superhero, Wonder Woman at once embodies the unrivaled force and supreme grace of a born warrior, and the genuine compassion and understanding of a true humanitarian. As a symbol of equality, power, and truth, her natural confidence and unmistakable intelligence make her an unequaled, if unexpected, ally. The immortal Amazonian Princess Diana keeps her eyes and ears open for intrigue as the beautiful and mysterious antiquities dealer, Diana Prince. And what better day job for a 1,000-year-old princess? Well, this actually kind of gives us a pretty big hint as to how or why she'll show up in Batman v Superman, and I wouldn't be shocked if that ties into her personal storyline in the movie, as well as kind of leads into her own storyline in her solo movie. But let me know what you think about this job description for Diana in the comments section below. And in our next story of the day, a brand new batch of images that seem to be from the upcoming Wired magazine Batman v Superman issue, coming to us by way of @DCEU Facts on Twitter. Definitely go give them a follow for everything DCEU. These images are all pretty cool, but what personally interests me the most is some of this never-before-seen concept art, and in these you can see the early inspirations for some scenes that we've already seen in a couple of trailers. But what's really caught our eye here at HN is this image, and if you want to know why, well, it's not just because this is the first time that Lex Luthor and Superman will be on screen together in 10 years, it's also because of what Lex looks to be holding in his hand. Yes, if you look closely, Lex is holding something that in this low resolution appears to be crystalline, and that's led some of us here to believe that Lex might actually be holding kryptonite, which will be colored green in post. As you know, he could also just be holding a flyer or something, so it's just too soon to tell, but it certainly seems to point that way. We're going to hold fast to that theory here, but tell us what you think it is in the comment section below. Kind of in the same vein, Zack Snyder has been hitting the interview circuit as of late, talking about both Superman as a character in Batman v Superman and the Justice League in general. Let's focus on the Superman one first. Well, Snyder made an interesting comment anymore when he said that there's no winning anymore for Superman. What exactly that means? Well, let's take a look at his quote. Over the last 2 years, he's basically been Superman as pop culture would know him. He's been righting wrongs. There have been floods, mines have collapsed, bridges have collapsed, churches have caught on fire. He's basically been a hero. When we find him, he's been dealing with the everyday world of being a superhero, but there's a paradigm shift happening in that the unintended consequences of some of those rescues are starting to come into fruition. He's starting to see that every action has a reaction, like if you're just taking a cat out of a tree, you can't touch anything, or the arborist will say, he damaged the tree branch when he got the cat down, or the cat wasn't neutered, so now there's thousands of cats. There's no winning anymore for Superman. And that's an interesting aspect that I'm glad to see approached. I mean, one of the reasons that I love the movie Incredibles so much is because it actually deals with some real-world consequences. And no matter how much good a hero does, there's always going to be naysayers. But Snyder didn't stop there, continuing about how Batman perceives Superman. It's interesting to see how Batman perceives Superman, because he doesn't know who Superman is. All he knows is the public face of Superman. And if you have an idea about someone, or if you start to doubt someone's intentions, you can always read in the media. You can always see the face that you want to see based on how it's reported. Batman's seen the destruction of Metropolis. That's the thing he knows for a fact. So if thousands die, is that okay? What's next? Millions? Is everyone okay with that? Because I'm not. That's Batman's point of view. So that definitely just fuels what we already knew, that it's not just going to be a showdown of two heroes, but rather that the ideals that these two heroes stand for. And you can just color me more and more excited as we get closer and closer to March 25th. As for the good old JLA, Snyder first started by talking about Man of Steel and how that sets up for Batman v Superman, and later Justice League more generally. To me, the killing of Zod is not as big a deal as the destruction of Metropolis. It's important that these movies have consequences, that there is collateral damage. In Batman v Superman, I wanted to show how Bruce Wayne feels when reduced to a sideline sitter. Batman is frightened by his impotence in the face of that. And that sounds like it might put some major fears to rest for those like me that were worried that the Kryptonian death match that happened at the end of that movie wouldn't carry over into this one. As for what we might see in terms of power set for these titans, those heroes in the Justice League, Snyder did not tell us much, but he did tease a more grounded approach. We've been strict with our rules, what they can do, Batman, Superman, Flash, Cyborg. We're really hard on ourselves because we want all those things to have a reality, a mythological grounding. On the face of it, that kind of sounds like an oxymoron, right? Mythological grounding. But honestly, in my opinion, it's for the better of not just this movie and Justice League as a whole, but the film universe in general that say Superman can't bench press the Earth or turn back time by flying around it. But let me know your thoughts on that kind of dose of reality in the comments section below. So to wrap up our day, let's talk a little Disney. One of the films of 2014 that I really did not expect to like as much as I did was Big Hero 6. And while it wasn't anything like its comic book counterpart, Disney and Pixar did a great job in making it still a ridiculously entertaining flick. Well, if you were a fan like me, it's time to get excited because these heroes are going to return to the screen in a different way, with their very own animated series coming to Disney XD sometime in 2017. The show will pick up immediately where the film left off, and will continue to follow the adventures of Hero, Baymax, and the rest of the team. While it's worth noting that this doesn't necessarily mean that there won't ever be a sequel made, it kind of points in that direction, doesn't it? So let me know in the comments below, are you excited for the series? Are you going to tune in? Or are you more upset that you won't get a second Big Hero 6 movie? So that wraps it up for another HNN. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to smash that freaking like if you liked what you saw, and subscribe for more great content every single day. Signing off, this is CJ, and I'll see you tomorrow.